On my wrist today is a full yellow gold day date from Rolex, and I have been wearing this watch straight for over a month now. It's really taken over my watch rotation. And because I've been enjoying this full precious metal watch so much, my eye has been wandering to other full gold pieces. And in today's video, I would like to highlight one that's a little bit off the beaten path. It's certainly not common. This is a diver from Omega called the Seamaster 300 with a malachite dial. Now, this watch is on loan from Exquisite Timepieces. They're a family-owned brick-and-mortar authorized dealer in Naples, Florida. So if you are shopping any Omega, I highly recommend them. They've been lending in watches for years now. They've been a great supporter of my channel. So again, a link will be in the description of the video. But this one is interesting for a couple different reasons. I know I've been guilty in the past of buying hype models, especially from Rolex, watches that are really only holding their value because of their perceived scarcity or the hype associated with the design, and not necessarily anything intrinsically rich about the model. And that's just not the case here with this Seamaster 300. It's off the beaten path, so it's not hyped up, but it has some of that intrinsic value with the 18 karat yellow gold on the case, on the bezel, on the clasp. It's on the crown. The handset is done in 18 karat yellow gold. And then there is also some red gold found in the Meta certified anti-magnetic movement. And then there will be a dial that is crafted out of a precious mineral called malachite. Now, malachite is bright green. It is a copper carbonate hydroxide that jewelers will cut to show the bands or the layers in the stone. It is most commonly found in Africa, various countries in Africa. It's also found in Mexico, in Australia, and the biggest known deposit is found in Russia in the Ural Mountains. So it's a really cool copper-rich mineral that I think looks beautiful in this historically significant dive watch. The Seamaster 300 debuted in 1957, and it was really Omega's first serious dive watch. The Seamaster name had been around for almost a decade prior to that, but it was never really, technically a dive watch. That came in 1957, and this modern reference pays homage to that original design, and I think they do it in a tasteful way. But again, it's a little bit out there. It is certainly not a boring piece. Now, this gold composition is 18 karat, so technically that's 75% gold and 25% a mixture of other metals, specifically copper and silver. So it will be extremely resistant to corrosion. It's nice and heavy with a warm, lustrous sheen or hue. And that's really the thing about yellow gold, is it's distinctive and it looks beautiful and it goes in any situation. That's one of the things that I like about my daily driver, is it literally matches everything. And I couldn't necessarily say the same thing with the Seamaster because of the bold use of green. But at the same time, I find appeal in the unique, in the off the beaten path, in those watches that really draw the eye in and can be conversation starters, and watches that you won't see posted on social media all the time or on other watch collectors' wrists when you go to a watch collector meeting or a red bar meetup. So I kind of have that with the very common day date. It's been almost unchanged for decades, really. And this Seamaster 300, it adds a little bit extra, and that's really appealing to me. Now, within the watch is the 8913 Meta certified movement. This will have the tri-level Co Axial escapement. And like I mentioned, there is some red gold elements that's found on the balance bridge, that's found on the rotor. And this will also have a free-sprung balance architecture with a silicone hairspring, twin barrels that will hold 60 hours of power reserve, and my favorite feature, the time zone hours. So you can independently bump the hour hand forward or backward, independent of hacking the balance. So if you need to make an hour change for daylight savings time, or if you travel across time zones, you're able to smoothly do that without interrupting the timekeeping. And that's my favorite of the common or practical complications. Now, continuing here, there are a few items of note that I would like to share with you. One is the bezel action. This has a crisp, satisfying action. I will also say that this has a ceramic bezel insert that is highly scratch resistant, and the indexing is done in Ceragold, so that's also precious metal, adding a little bit of intrinsic value to the overall package. This is the low light shot. Like all Omega divers, you will see a bitone lume application. I think this also has a loud appearance or an eye-catching appearance because there is a green alligator strap, not a green rubber strap. No, they went like cheek with this. They went high scale with alligator, and for some reason I find that this works. Now, as far as any negative elements go, I found two things in my time with this watch. One, this is in dire need of anti-reflective treatments. I know Omega with their Seamaster Professional and their Planet Ocean and their Ultra Deep and their Aquaterra, they do fantastic applications of ARC. And for whatever reason, Omega has decided not to do that on the Seamaster 300, probably because it's a retro-inspired watch. But I think this Malachite dial really needs to be seen to a higher degree of clarity with less distractions, especially in natural light. And then the other thing that I noticed is the fact that the rotor has a mismatch in gold tone. And you could say that that's quirky, that's attractive, but really what it is a cost-cutting move by Omega. They didn't want to produce those components in Sedna gold and in moonshine gold, so they've done Sedna gold for all of the watches that have this upgrade to them. It's found in precious metal pieces, so you'll notice a clear hue mismatch of yellow gold and rose gold, and I think attention to detail would be to go to the extra effort of doing those components, that balance bridge and that rotor in yellow gold. But other than that, I mean, this watch has just got that it factor. And having reviewed the Lapis Lazuli dial, it's kind of a toss-up for me on which one I like more, because they both hold a similar part in the watch market of being a bright historic release with a semi-precious stone dial and obviously precious metal when it comes to the execution of the case, the bezel, the crown, the case back, the buckle. This is a nice buckle. There's a lot of gold here found in the buckle. So, I mean, they are similar, but I will say the retail price of the Lapis Lazuli is $6,600 more than of the Malachite dial. And that might be the swaying factor for a lot of us that are looking for this style of watch. The Lapis Lazuli you can still order over the website, but the green Malachite is getting hard to find. In fact, you can't order this over Omega's website. And so again, I'll mention Exquisite Timepieces. They did have this in stock, at least as of last week. So if you are shopping this watch or any other Omega, a link will be in the description of the video. And let me know if you have any specific questions. I do my best to answer those. You can place those in the comment section, or you can email me directly. My email will be in the description. And then final thing, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate you. I try to create varied watch content every other day, reviews and rambles and rants and comparisons and shorts, unboxings. Sometimes I go live. It really takes a lot of effort. So if you can support me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel, I would really appreciate that. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the comment section.